Hello everyone, and welcome to the Nugget Report. I'm Build.
And I'm Fax, and this is episode 6 of the Nugget Report.
Now, it seems like we got a lot more people watching this show now.
Episode 5 just exploded. My god.
What happened?
We can't believe it. This overwhelming amount of support has been incredible.
Yeah, and we've been reading and also commenting on a lot of your messages on a variety of different places this week, and we cannot be happier with all of the messages that we've received.
We never thought we would ever reach this kind of audience ever, and it's just amazing that we've come, we haven't come super far, oh my god, I got 10,000 subscribers and stuff like that, but it's still pretty amazing that we actually have a nice audience.
Yeah, we're almost at 70 subscribers.
Well,
we know you.
I am. Give Build support. I mean, all the Nugget Report episodes come on my channel, but he has some good stuff as well.
Yeah, I put a few Nugget Report stuff on my channel as well, so you could come visit me.
Go check him out. He's all good. He's all good. Anyway, so we should be really moving on to our topic of this week.
Now, it's a really big subject that we're talking about this week. Something that is incredibly important for Ace Combat Infinity. Something that a lot of people may have trouble on, may prematurely blow up for no apparent reason.
We're here to teach you not to do that.
Yes! We're going to teach you a lot of things about those things. We're also going to be announcing who won the competition for the nickname that our Gold Falcon set's going to be using.
You'll be able to see the new nickname in the next episode, but we won't have it done till halfway through the week.
Yeah, because we only just decided upon it.
Today. I think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. When the competition ended, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
As soon as I put on the thing saying we're not taking any requests anymore, we pretty much decided there and then.
Yes.
We'll be announcing the winner of that later. Anyway, moving on to our topic. Right, so our topic of this week is going to be special raids. Now, if you don't know what special raids are, they're basically the boss battles of Infinity. They usually comprise of big, bosses that you all have to work together to destroy. And that also means working with the rival team, and you're not really competing with each other. You kind of both win together if you destroy the boss in question.
If you manage to destroy the disgusting super weapon that whatever they were have sent up against you, then you both win. You actually you get both a completion bonus, a rank bonus, and you get a win bonus as well. So make sure you do take it out.
Together. Don't go stealing targets thinking that your team's gonna win, because everybody wins.
Now, these missions will have a higher payout than normal and hard missions, so you always want to do them. Now, you can skip them, but we don't recommend it. We really think that you shouldn't skip. People have thought, oh yeah, if you skip a special raid, then you get a better raid in future. No, it's kind of anecdotal.
Not true, really.
No, it's random. We don't know for sure. So some people will say, yeah, it is, and some people say, no, it isn't. We say, look, just salty on any special raid you see.
It's not fair on the people in your room, because they may want to do that raid. So just by turning it off thinking that you're going to get a better raid after, it's a bit selfish.
Now, how they appear is that when you host a room, the earliest that we know so far, we don't know any other conflicting reports on this one, but the earliest we know is the third sortie that it will come up. So you sortie once, twice, third one is the earliest it can possibly be a raid.
Then every sortie after that, if you haven't got it already, there's a chance of getting it.
Now, we don't think it's anything silly like 0.0000001% chance of getting raids. Now, there are some people that say that. They're wrong. They're over-exaggerating. The other thing is that you can hide your special raid by switching to a standard mission and keeping it away from people you don't want to sortie on.
We did get a question about this.
Yes, and we have...
I've seen it in action.
Yeah, we've both seen this in action by several people.
We don't actually have any footage of it, but we're thinking of trying...
Now, if we do have this footage, he'll probably be playing on top of us saying we don't have it, so there you go. But I think you're all wanting to know what these special raids are, right?
Well, we're going to tell you what each raid you can get.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm sure you're itching to meet our fighters lined up for today. Coming in at 6,000 tons, you may all know him as Moby Dick. It's Igaion!
So Igaion, the oversized heavy command cruiser that can never seem to be in contact with its fire patrol officer.
No answer for the
It debuted in Ace Combat 6, where that guy was like, he had to like blow it up, and it was like ruining the view of Grace, what is it called?
Grace Merrier.
Grace Merrier. I'm sorry, I've never played Ace Combat 6, so I don't even know.
Neither have I.
Hey, read. Okay, so the only thing you've really got to keep in mind when taking out Igaion is you need to be sure to take out all of the enemy aircraft before you take out its final core. The reason for this is if you want to S rank, you're going to want to destroy everything, and if you leave only a few planes out, you'll probably be screwed over getting that S rank.
Now, multi-purpose burst missiles are really annoying here. Now, I seem to remember a Moby Dick 4 that I had where someone fired a burst missile at it and I got blinded and I smashed into Igaion and I got very angry. It was really funny watching it back, but...
You can use multi-purpose, but really the weapons you want to be using is 6AMs, HCAAs, TLS, Rocket Launcher, and Rocket Launcher S if you are using Piston.
Which are actually surprisingly good on Igaion.
Mm-hmm.
Weighing in at 15,000 tons, it's the Donut of Destruction. It's Stonehenge! Stonehenge, a weapon that Ylvis are very fond of. And the scourge of the Tango line. It debuted in Ace Combat 4, where Mobius 1 didn't talk whatsoever while he shot down Yellow 4, which is basically a worse version of the conflict of Charaz Nabal and Amara Ray. Anyway, Stonehenge! Make sure that one person pulls ahead on the initial jammer phase. This will get it done a lot quicker.
Also, dummy firing at the jammers, when you do end up having to take those out, is a good way of picking off some extra HP rather than just using your gun.
Now, you got to make sure that you take out all of the little yellow and red, little and orange targets around the railguns before you actually destroy any railguns. Take it out slowly and make the planes spawn one after another.
Please do not focus on the railguns. It will annoy people because then you'll end up with like a B rank. Just pay attention to your radio messages on the left hand side. If someone says delay the final attack, delay the final attack.
Yes. Make sure you all do that, guys.
weighing at 25,000 tons, also known as Satan's satellite, and falls faster than you can say, it's Soul!
You know and love the Soul. You know, that pointless satellite that literally flies at you and falls like faster than that guy that says he loves rock and roll. It debuted in Ace Combat 5, where the Ghosts of Raspberries took their AWACS with a nice singing voice to blow it up before it blew up Onyard. Aured. So it was defended by Grabak and the Ofnir Squadron, who resorted to saying "Arr!" on the radio to try and stop you.
We'll return to haunt you for eternity!
They failed.
When fighting Soul, you gotta be careful not to get hit by debris and get burnt by fire. chances are you're going to die fairly quickly if you do get hit by one of these.
Now you want to fire at things from a distance in the second and third phases. Those lasers fire when you're very close to the target, so keep your distance.
Now we all know Heavy Cloud likes to ramble on a bit, like us as well.
Yeah.
You can't skip his dialogue, and the kind of protective case thing doesn't blow up until he finishes his speech. So keep that in mind and make sure you try and destroy everything you can as fast as possible as well.
So yeah, the weapons you want to be using are TLS, HCAA, and the 46 AAMs. Pistons are also surprisingly good on this mission. The guns work great on those panels. It's so heavy that I'm not even gonna give you a number. It won't leave you saying "tis but a scratch" after you're fighting with it. It's Excalibur! Excalibur, the enemy of KC-10 pilots everywhere, and the Whack of Belka. This debuted in Ace Combat Zero, where two buddies went on an adventure to pull a sword from the stone. Now, bombers are amazing on Excalibur, and if you're a bomber and you're not doing well on here, you're doing bombing wrong. You can score huge amounts of the bomber, providing your MGPV range is really high. You can take multiple targets at once.
Also, at the start of Excalibur, there are four jammers that you have. Four jammers. There are 4 jammers that you have to take out. Like with Stonehenge, you can actually use your missiles by dummy firing them if you've got good enough accuracy to take them out faster.
Now, the RTLSs are really powerful. Not as powerful as Excalibur's laser, probably, but they're really powerful. Take them out fast and stay away from those danger zones.
Weighing at 10 kilograms each, altogether 25,000 tons or something like that, we have the greasy gremlins. It's the Strikes!
Strike missions, where you're both assaulted by a barrage of missiles and the words of Heavy Cloud.
The strike missions have you pitted up against a massive enemy force on either air, ground, or sea. Now, there's loads of targets available and lots of missiles will be fired from them at you. Now, keep aware of your surroundings, you don't want to be shot down. These missions pay slightly less than a level 2 raid, but you still want to do them.
Best weapons to be using on Sea Strike are GPB and LASM.
Bombers are also great on ground and sea strikes. They have amazing armor, so they can take all the missiles in the world.
For emergency airstrike, you're going to want to have good homing on your standard missiles. The T-50s and F-22s move around far more than most enemies in this game, so be sure to make sure your missiles hit them. TLS is also pretty good here as well.
It's rings. It's rings, guys. There's nothing special.
They're
here.
pretty much weightless.
Yeah, I know. It's pilot aptitude test.
Do any of you guys even know what that is?
Pilot aptitude test.
It's happening.
So fly through the rings. Now, this is a raid that tests your flying abilities to the max. And it's not a test of how good you are at blowing things up. Make sure you have complete control of your plane. Avoid flankers if you can, unless you can put up with their drifting. I mean, if you're used to it, by all means use them.
Be sure to fly carefully and not go at maximum speed. You want to take the rings slowly so you don't crash in anything.
Attackers are pretty decent on here due to their high stability. It'll take a lot to stall them. So, yeah, you can use an attacker here.
Also, big tip here. Lower your special weapons to level 1 if they are above level 1. The reason for this is you'll get extra XP for your rank.
Waning at... well, we can't really tell because she's in space. It's the Butterfly Master!
The Butterfly Master only shows up on level 4 raids. She's a pain to take down and usually has those laser drone things taking you out.
Now, because of this, you want to bring a fighter or an area-oriented multi-role to a level 4 raid, so you can take her out easily.
Make sure you take out plenty of her drones if you want to guarantee yourself an S rank.
Also, Stonehenge 4 has her appear twice!
Twice?
Whoa! It's pretty crazy on there.
I know. Anyway, that's all you really need to know about special raids.
Just remember to delay the final attack, everyone. You want to get that S rank. It will pay you to play safe and play well on special raids. And now, it is time for Special Weapon Corner. The corner for special weapons.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, this week we are talking about the 4AAM and 6AAMs. These are missiles that lock on to lots of things at once. So, we thought, let's talk about them.
Don't really have a choice.
No, we do actually, but let's talk about them anyway.
We're nice people.
Yeah, now the 4AAM. Now, as you can probably guess from the name, it fires 4 missiles at the same time!
It's like 4AGM, only for the sky!
We haven't talked about 4AGM yet. But let's talk about 4AAM still!
Yeah!
Now, the homing on 4AAMs are bad, so you have to augment it with homing parts. I mean, some people just like to spam them all over the place, but they're silly. Anyway, individual damage per missile is low. At level 1, their damage is equal to a standard level 1 missile, and at level 5 it only goes up to the same damage of a level 3 standard missile. This is the case for all planes, and as the same as last week, it is based on the data from the Ace Combat Infinity Aircraft Assembler.
Yes! Next we have the 6AAM, which is pretty much the same as 4AAM. It fires 6 missiles instead of 4. The homing's still pretty bad. Like, really bad. Each missile has the exact same damage as the 4AAM's missiles. No joke, they operate in pretty much the same scale. Reload is slightly worse, and I say slightly, it's really bad. Like, C in reload is terrible at level 1.
Yeah, we don't really like using these weapons very much.
Not saying that they're bad, they're good in the right hands and if you've invested enough into them, but we like to invest more in our standard missiles.
Now, our highlights of the week for this week. Now, it's not individual matches this time. This is a group of matches that we both played, and there's 2 different groups of matches that we're going to be talking about in our highlights of the week this week. Now, the first one that we're going to be talking about is a really high-level B7R room that we just happened to join. We used Gold Falcon on all of them. Now, Gold Falcon is really low total CST. I think at the time it was 1300 CST.
I'd say about that.
Yes, and we were dealing with some of the biggest whales in the game.
Like, the host was MVPing every single time. It was incredible.
Yep, this guy had an almost 2400 CST F-15J Hakuryu, which you don't see very often. Now, our main rival for these matches, for the majority of these missions, we were up against this guy with a T-50 with 2500 CST. And do you want to know what? We beat him.
One time we did. We did lose pretty much most of the time to him, but one time we actually beat him.
Actually, I think it was 2 times we beat him.
I could have sworn it was 1 time. But moving on.
We did really well against this guy. It was, it was basically a test of how good we were at B7R. Our map knowledge of B7R made us win.
And this, by the way, was played by Build. He ended up scoring 70k, while our rival scored about 64k.
Gotta say, it pays to know how that map works.
What we're getting at here, with that kind of plane, that high of a CST, he should have been dominating. He should have been, competing with the host. But he really wasn't.
Yeah, he scored in the match that we are showing on the video right now. He scored 30k less than the host did.
Now, we're not going to try and be mean here and say, like, oh yeah, this guy's like bad and like we don't like him and all that. We're just a bit surprised.
Yeah, we're surprised that someone with that good a plane isn't as good as us in a far worse plane.
The fact that we're in a far worse plane and we actually
don't
got
have
close
good
to it.
homing. We don't have good homing on Gold Falcon yet.
But it just goes to show map knowledge helps you win.
Yes, it does.
It's not all about your plane. Moving on to the next one. Now, this was at Paris. We joined the room and...
Actually, no, we hosted this room.
Oh,
We did.
shoot. Yeah, we did. We did. Okay, so we were hosting the room. Now, on the very last mission, I've got to point this one out. On the very last mission, we lost connection at the end. And what this means is we complete the mission, so we got all the rewards and everything, but we didn't get to see what we got. So we don't actually know what we got from that mission, so we can't really add it to the drop count.
Even though we actually did it. Now, let's talk about the missions themselves. Red Baron on Paris.
He's a beast.
Now, by this time, we got something very nice for our FAEBs that we will highlight in the summary, but oh my goodness, it did absolutely incredible.
Our FABs can't take out tanks quite yet, but one FAB and one bullet from our gun pretty much takes care of them.
Most of all, we weren't really going for ground targets.
No, we were going air.
Now, that's the thing with pistons. The one thing that they excel at more than anything, weirdly enough, is air targets, because, well, their bullets are doing so much damage. They're doing at least 500 a bullet of HP, so you can take down FA-18s in 3 hits.
And because you're fighting in the air, you don't have to worry about hitting the ground, which is what you do have to worry about when you're going ground. When you're going ground and you're firing your gun, you have a limited amount of time to take it out before you end up colliding with the ground. Whereas when you're in the air, not only do you destroy them way faster, but you don't have to worry about collision.
Yeah, the FABs are more like a garnish.
You kind of drop them occasionally and then move on.
So we thought, you know, we were beating jets left, right and centre on these matches. We only got beaten twice out of the 9 matches that we had, which I have to say is a pretty good top scoring rate.
Yeah?
There was people with Pixies, Scarface 1, all sorts of crazy planes were coming up against us, losing to the amazingness that is Red Baron.
I think we only lost to one guy once.
No, we lost to one other guy.
Oh,
we
did
lost
we?
to 2 guys.
Right. I don't know, there were a lot of missions, so I can't remember them all.
The one that we remember in particular was this XO2 that beat us by about 50
But he was
points.
good. Like, he was
yes.
really good with those sods. Right, it's time for the summary of this week. Now, not a lot of progress has been made on our aircraft.
You know, as we said last week, we're not leveling them. We're only slotting them now. And this week, Gold Falcon and Sky Kid both gained 1 slot. So Gold Falcon's at 11 slots, and Red Baron Sky Kid is now at 5 slots.
Really quickly, we actually are thinking of giving 1 slot to Raphael M, because it's quite close.
Yeah, only a few thousand out.
It might help us. We're not quite sure. We haven't really looked into it, but why not? Parts. Now, one major part we got this week was compressor LL, and we've been waiting a long time to get this part.
This will increase our speed even higher. And you know what? We need all the speed we can get.
Especially for XL and Gold Falcon.
Now, I mentioned earlier that Red Baron gained a very good part for its FAEBs, and that is Bomb Enhancement Kit L,
which increases the damage and reload of a bomb-type special weapon.
So, FAEBs. So,
they reload really quick, and they do a fair amount of damage now.
Yeah, and we had just the right amount of slots to fit it on.
Problem is, it doesn't quite take out tanks, so either leveling it or maybe adding additional damage part might help it. I'm not.
Yeah, there's a couple of things it don't take out. XSAMs and I think there was one other thing that it might take out.
The main issue is we can only drop 1 instead of 2, and that's cut the damage in half, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the reason why we can't be an SMTD of death. With guns!
Also, we bought 2 star forms as well. Two star forms.
So that will help out on Mobius when we do decide to eventually level it.
And we also, if you've noticed, gained a very mysterious sum of money.
Yeah, where did all this money come from?
I wonder. Maybe we'll all find out in the next few days.
Yeah, but now, because of it, we can explore the tree and we don't have to worry about money anymore.
Yay!
And now, let's take this time in the additional notes section to announce our winner of our set naming competition. We asked you what we should call Gold Falcon's set. Now, there were a couple of suggestions, a few suggestions out there.
I'd say about 4.
Yeah, and the winner of the competition is Lucas Galval with Golden Ratio. Now, I hope I pronounced your name right. Now, that name takes pride and place on our Gold Falcon set.
Congratulations to you. Also, we have a few honourable mentions. Now, I noticed Goldilocks was very popular. We liked it. It was very clever. Good idea. But we didn't really want to call our set Goldilocks. It just wasn't for us, really. That was suggested by Blitz Blaze. I hope I said that right.
Blitz Blizek.
Blizek. Also, Moneymaker we really liked, and that was suggested by Gamer underscore Kid underscore Naz.
Why are you pronouncing the underscore?
Because that's his name.
Just forget the underscores.
Well, you have an underscore. Bill Knuckle underscore.
Well, that's just the Nugget.
Bill Knuckle underscore. Yes, we like those names, but we didn't like them enough to actually make them the actual name. So, congratulations to the winner. Also, we're thinking of doing another Q&A. We're hoping to do that next week. So, if you have any questions regarding the Nugget account, regarding anything really, even our actual own accounts, like our proper accounts.
Yeah, and if you want help and tips and you want to ask us any questions about it, please feel free to write in the comments your question and we will be sure to answer them next week.
Anyway, I think that wraps up for this week.
Thank you all for watching the Nugget Report this week.
And until next time,
this is the Nugget Report, signing off.
Bye-bye. You all know Solg and love it to bits. You know, that satellite that just likes to fly at you and just falls faster than that guy that loves rock and roll. It debuted in Ace Combat 5, where the Ghost of Raspberries took their AWACS with a nice singing voice to blow it up from when it blew up and I can't read. Fuck! Now you all know and love Solg, that abandoned, pointless satellite that literally just flies at you and does nothing, and it pretty much falls faster than that guy who loves rock and roll. It debuted in Ace Combat 5, where the roast of... Okay, for the third time.
Roasts of Rascals. Oh my god. Right.
You'll